Can simply paying attention on purpose actually help you to recover from chronic pain? Well, science says yes. And this is going to be the first in a series of videos that I'll be offering, exploring the different ways and impacts that mindfulness practice can have on recovering from chronic pain and other neuroplastic or mind-body symptoms. And along the way, I'll be offering a variety of different mindfulness techniques that you can start practicing right away to develop a stronger foundation for your own healing process. So first things first, you've probably heard the word mindfulness many, many times and aren't quite sure what it might mean. So let's just establish a quick definition of that. And the one that I always come back to is a definition offered by Jon Kabat-Zinn, who was the creator of mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, and he was also a real pioneer in bringing secular mindfulness practice to the West. And Jon Kabat-Zinn defines mindfulness as paying attention in a very specific way with three important characteristics. One is that we're paying attention on purpose. It's a deliberate act on our parts. Number two, we're paying attention in the present moment. So we're not reflecting on the past, we're not ruminating about the past, we're not anticipating or fretting about the future, but whatever we're paying attention to is grounded in our moment-by-moment awareness in the present. And then the third aspect of this attention, which may be the most challenging, is that we're paying attention without any kind of judgment to our experience. So the concept of mindfulness is pretty straightforward and pretty simple, but it's not always that easy to put into practice. It should be important to note also that mindfulness itself is not an antidote for chronic pain. You won't be able to mindfulness yourself out of your situation, but the different characteristics and qualities that you develop as you become more skilled at mindfulness are really important for laying a strong foundation that helps you adopt the right kind of mindset for healing and helps you connect more to the different types of approaches that are used typically in chronic pain recovery. So some of the qualities that regular mindfulness practice can help us develop include a greater sense of emotional awareness within ourselves, a more skillful attunement to our own bodies, and even just a better understanding of how our minds work, which in itself can be pretty mysterious sometimes. Mindfulness also helps us to develop a better sense of equanimity and objectivity versus over-identification with whatever it is that we're going through. So in other words, mindfulness helps us to get a better understanding of what we're thinking when we're thinking it. It helps us to know better what we're feeling when we're feeling it. And in general, it just takes us out of that mode of autopilot and enables us to be more receptive and open to different possibilities from healing from our chronic symptoms. Now, I know from my own experience in recovering from chronic pain and other symptoms that it's never an easy path, but I am 100% sure that if I didn't already have a good grounding in mindfulness and mindfulness practice, that my own recovery would have been even more difficult. So let's take a couple of minutes just to have an experience of a mindfulness meditation practice that will help us to sift through some of the different contents of our minds and our experience. And to prepare for this practice, just make sure that you're seated comfortably but still alert. You might want to have your feet on the floor. You might want to have your hands resting on your lap. Your eyes can be closed for this, if you don't want to close your eyes, maybe just turn yourself away from the screen and let your gaze be down and nice and soft in front of you, so you're really not staring at anything during this. As long as you can hear me, it's fine. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go, and just become aware for a moment of what it's like to sit here without having to do much of anything. And then bring your awareness nice and gradually to whatever physical sensations you're experiencing right now. So those sensations might include pressure, tingling, temperature. It might be sensations coming from external sources or from internal sources, like sensations of your own breathing or your heart beating. And remember, as you do this, there's no need to judge anything. Whatever is showing up is what's showing up. You're just an observer. And then let yourself shift awareness gradually from physical sensations to whatever images might be appearing in your mind's eye. If your eyes are closed, you still have a visual field that's there. And that visual field may transcend what you're actually seeing with your eyes anyway. Right? There may be certain images that are popping in and out of your mind, whether they're abstract or very specific and concrete, flickerings of color, shapes. And there's nothing you're supposed to be seeing here. You're just dropping back and taking in whatever's showing up. And let's gradually move from awareness of images in the mind's eye to whatever feelings you're experiencing right now. Feelings as in mood or feeling tone. Maybe you're feeling energized, or maybe you're feeling fatigued or bored or anxious or calm. As always, it doesn't matter what you're feeling. You're just noticing what's present right now. And then finally, bringing awareness to the thoughts and the stream of thought that may be moving through your mind. And it's not always easy to know exactly what a thought is. But as you do this practice, that's not your job. You don't have to worry about that. Intuitively know when you're experiencing a thought. And just notice the nature of the thoughts as they come and go. They might be repetitive. They might be all over the map. Right? Paying attention without judgment, without trying to make anything happen. And then to finish up this short period of practice, just let go of trying to pay attention to anything. And take a nice deep breath in and let that breath go. And open your eyes or lift your gaze again. And simply notice how you feel after taking even a short period of time to check in internally. And this is a practice that was developed by Siegel, who wrote a book called The Mindful Brain, among others. And he's a professor and doctor of psychiatry and neuroscience. And he calls this the SIFT exercise, S-I-F-T, for sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts. And what I like about this practice is that it can be done over a long period of time. It can be even shorter than what I just guided you through, but essentially it kind of lifts the veil on what's always happening for us behind the scenes, right? In all of these different aspects of our experience. And we may not even be aware. In fact, we probably are not aware most of the time that all of this stuff is always happening, and yet it's influencing how we interact with other people, with the world, even with ourselves internally. So this is one way of becoming a little more attuned to what our moment-to-moment experience is, with greater awareness and maybe a greater appreciation that these things are always happening for us. So that is your first practice that you can begin trying out right now. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I hope that you'll continue to come back as I release more videos that go into more depth about the specifics of how mindfulness can feed into a more effective and skillful route to healing from chronic pain and symptoms. If you did like this video, click the like button, ask questions or drop comments in the section below, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you ever need more in-depth or personalized attention, you can always schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me, and the link to scheduling that meeting is also in the notes below. So, hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, and remember, chronic pain is not a life sentence.